I played with Suicide Silence in a kitchen in San Francisco of this Chinese food restaurant, and there was like
Okay.
nobody there. There was like no one there. It was back when they had that drummer that wore the mask and shit, and they had that. It was before they released their first like big album.
So like
And I
literally
remember,
like the kitchen space,
oh
like
yeah, we were in the
around
kitchen, bro.
ovens and all that shit.
Well, there was like sinks and shit. Like it was the dishwashing area, and there was like
Okay.
a stage that was maybe like this tall, like crammed against the wall. And there was like poles in the middle of everything, and the only people that were there were the bands. It was ridiculous.
That's so
But
weird.
that's
Welcome to the 77th episode of the Cast Settings Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. As this show interview bands and public figures in the mathcore adjacent community. If you beautiful people in chat have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in. I'll try to read them aloud. If you'd like to sub for $5 to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and streaming platforms, as well as some exclusive emotes. You can also sub for free by attaching an Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first recorded live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/thecastsettings for the live cast. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today, who's been involved in the scene since the beginning of deathcore as we know it, and is still going strong. You'll know him as a vocalist bands like Conducting from the Grave, Fate, Shadow of the Colossus. Welcome in, Drew Winter. How's it going?
good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just realized I
That's
had the
awesome.
wrong logo up. And there we go. Alrighty.
It
uh,
happens, man.
yeah. Got a lot of things changing up here. Now we're using Zoom instead of Google Meet. I just had to change a bunch of things around. So yeah, a little bit of a mess. But let's get into this. So you've been involved in the deathcore scene since the beginning. Take us back to where it all started. I'm assuming that's with Conducting the Grave, or was there something before that?
I mean, I did like smaller projects before that through high school, of course. Nothing to really be mentioned. Band called like Murder at Hand and Ink Blot Murder and Everything Murder. Um, but conducting was like the first thing that I actually did that went somewhere a little bit, you know.
You are a lot quieter than you were in the beginning when we were just talking.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Here, is this better?
You say something?
Can you hear me?
You can get a little louder.
A little louder? Hold
Yeah. I mean, I heard you like booming before.
on. Hold on. I'm sorry, dude.
Dude, you're good. You're good, man.
Yeah. We'll go like this.
I don't know if you just need to.
Is that better?
Hey, there we go.
Now I can't hear you on my speakers.
Oh. Professional podcast right here.
Here we go. Is that any better?
I
I'll
think
just
that'll
talk
work.
really loud.
I think that'll work.
Okay.
That gave me time to get your name up on the screen.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, you started with Conducting from the Grave. Tell me how you guys got together. Why did you decide to do deathcore of all things? Yeah.
Honestly, I've always liked, like, I remember when I saw Conducting from the Grave play, and they just absolutely blew my mind. They had a singer before named Sean Gear, who was originally from a band called With Passion. He played guitar for With Passion. And I grew up like going to, like I was like 13 or 14 going to their shows in like a coffee shops, and I'm seeing like Sean like spinning on his back, playing guitar and just shredding, going crazy. And I was like, this is fucking cool, man. And I mean, of course, before that I was into like supreme butt rock, but that kind of introduced me to that metal type scene. And then I saw Conduct from the Grave play, and I was friends with John for a long time. We actually went to high school together. And what happened was I was in a band called Murder at Hand, and then I came in and practiced with them one night, and they were like, wow. And they were like, okay, well, Sean's leaving, so you mind jumping on? I was like, yeah, sure. And back then it was just alcohol, drugs, and fun. You know? We had no idea what we were doing on that first tour. It was absolutely insane.
Well, you said one important thing I wanted to go back to. You were into
Cool.
butt rock. What kind of bands are we talking about?
We're talking about like maybe some Slipknot, some Korn.
Oh, you call that butt rock? I guess.
Oh yeah, it's butt rock.
I guess
it just sounds like a rolling butt the whole time. You know, I don't get anything out of it anymore. But you kind of gradually grow through shit, and as the years have gone on, like music's gotten absolutely fucking insane. Like I can't believe like watching, bands today. Back then, I would have been like, what the fuck? Like we were talking about Psyopus. First time I played with Psyopus at West Coast Worldwide. It was like this small hole in the wall venue and there was like nobody there, and we're just watching this guy like, what is this fucking guy even doing?
Right, dude,
You know what I
guitar
mean?
god, man.
It was crazy, dude. It was absolutely insane. So yeah, I mean, you kind of gradually you find new stuff and you grow into new things and get a new idea on what you like. You know?
Echo Beauty Terror in the chat saying Chris thought he meant Lips of an Angel by Hinder. Yes, I did. I totally thought that you were talking about like Hinder and Velvet Underground and shit like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. Well, that's part of it too. Now I just lump them all into one category. So. Yeah.
So you ended up doing Trials of the Forsaken with Conducting from the Grave. I imagine that was your first like kind of big release. Like that was one of the things that like launched them. What was it like being a part of the band at that time?
It was a lot of fun, dude. Like I think back to those times and how fun it was. And it was just more focused around making music that we liked and just going absolutely nuts on stage. Like that was the goal. Because I felt the most powerful and in control of my own life when I was up there doing that. Right. If that makes sense.
You're not one of those kind of vocalists that just kind of stands there and does it. Then you're like getting at it.
No, dude. I'm jumping in the crowd, wrapping mic cords around people's necks, choking them out, fucking just going nuts. Yeah. But like, that's when I felt most in control. And I really enjoyed that time because it was just like, we were so young and really stupid when it came to like, managing a legit band that it was just trial and error, and it was just a blast, dude. Like our first tour, we had an 89 Chevy like child molester looking van with drapes in the windows and shit, and it fucking made it all the way across the United States and back, dude. And then it died like right when we got back. It was fucking cool, man.
That's awesome.
Really good times. Yeah.
That's awesome. How long were you out on tour with them?
That first tour we did with Light the City, and they just hit us up out of nowhere.
Oh, and Light the City too. Goddamn.
Yeah, we were like just their opener, and we're like, cool. I guess we'll figure it out. We just bought a van and went crazy, you know. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't remember like 2/3 of it. I was really drunk most of the time, but
was that your first like tour? Like you personally?
Yeah.
Was that your first tour? And it was like what, like a 2-month thing or?
It was 1 month.
1 month.
It was just
that's
like,
still
it was
intense.
like 32 days. Yeah.
Your first tour is 32 days. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, no, we did like short little 3-day things, you know, stuff like
That's
that.
That's not really a tour though.
Like, yeah, it's not considered.
I feel like a week is where you can call it a tour. You know what I mean? So like going out there for 32 days is like away from your safety net and stuff. You know, aside from the band or whatever. Like that has to be crazy.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. It was fucking great. It was like we showed up destined to fail, and it fucking worked out. We're like, cool. Let's do it again.
So. Did you leave the band, or did everybody else leave and go to With Passion? Because I know Conducting with the Grave dissolved into With Passion for him, right?
Yeah, I left the band, dude, and here's why: is because I was a really, really bad alcoholic to the point where like I really needed some help. It was really bad. I mean, it got to the point where I ended up homeless, living on the streets.
Jesus
you know?
Christ.
Yeah, I tanked my whole life. I mean, I was living in the studio for a while, and then I ended up living in my car, and then I lost the car, living on the streets. And it just, I was like, fuck, I need to go get some help, you know, because I literally felt like I was dying. So I left the band to go get better, and unfortunately I still didn't get better. But
well, I saw a Facebook post where you had one of the coins that meant like you've been sober for a while. Like how long has it been now?
4 years.
Nice.
4 years I just celebrated. Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
what's up, man. That's sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
They give you a coin for every year, or how does that work?
Well, they give you participation trophies for the first year, and then after that, you get one every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. So, how did you get involved in Fate?
Well, I had always been friends with, or no, I hadn't always been friends with them. I was looking for a band when I wasn't in conducting anymore, and I was looking online, and this band called Edged posted some ad, and I listened to their music, and I was like, oh god, but I just want to be busy in music, you know, because like I said, it's the only time I really felt great, you know.
Right. So it's what you're really good at, and you want to, you know, keep chasing that.
I wouldn't say necessarily what I'm good at. It's just what I enjoy, you know. It's like it was the most important thing to me. And
let me just tell you that's something you're really good at, though. You're really good at it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. These kids, Jacob, Devin and Bryce, and there was another drummer at the time. His name was Eric. They were playing like Metallica covers and like classic rock type style stuff. And I was just like, I took him out to my car. I went to practice with him because I was going to try out for the band. And they took him out to my car and showed him some metal that I liked. And they're like, wow, this is really good. And then the next stuff we started writing, we started a band called the Castrum, and it was just all out deathcore, you know, with more so metalcore aspects to it, but just like really heavy breakdowns and stuff. But
so
still, like,
wait, hold on.
infantile.
So you're saying that they started out not knowing anything really about extreme music aside from Metallica. I guess you could call it extreme.
Yeah.
And you showed them some stuff, and all of a sudden we're in deathcore territory.
Well, I mean, it took a little while, but they had listened to some stuff, but they kind of branched out and found their own music that they liked and started throwing that in, you know. And we did DeBello Castrum, and then we wrote a bunch of songs for DeBello Castrum, and they ended up using all those songs for Fate when the band broke up.
Okay,
So
okay.
we
'Cause
stopped
I was
playing.
looking for like DeBello Castrum, and I didn't see anything. But so it ended up being like Fate songs. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
We started primarily locally, and then they needed to have an album ready for Metal Blade, and they had lost their whole band besides the guitarist and the singer. And so the rest of the Bella Castrum went to that band to do Fate, and they took the songs that we wrote together. And I was like, cool, go for it, man. You know, they asked me and everything. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Well,
So
you ended up joining them
Vultures is.
though around 2009 then.
Yeah, their vocalist left, and I ended up joining back and playing those songs live with them. But yeah,
Nice.
It's pretty cool how that worked out.
I can't actually find the EP from 09, so I haven't heard it. I remember seeing Fate on Myspace way back in the day. I definitely heard like the first couple demos. I heard a little bit of Vultures, but I cannot find this demo anywhere. Do you know like where it is?
I have it in my emails, like saved to my Google Drive.
Okay.
But it's not really like out there. What I'm planning to do actually is we re-recorded all those songs in like 2017. So probably going to remaster those and then put those up sometime soon, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah.
So everybody from Fate basically decided to do Shadow of the Colossus, except for one of the guitarists. And you brought in, I think his name was Ricky, right? From Acacia Strain. And y'all started, is it not Ricky? Man, I didn't actually write their names down on your.
Oh, yeah. Did he join the Acacia Strain? I don't know.
It was definitely guitarist that was in Acacia Strain because I was looking for it. Anyway, you added another guitarist. You ended up making Shadow of the Colossus.
Richie, he was going to do like live shows with us and
that
stuff.
Was it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did Shadow start exactly?
Like 2000, like late 2009 probably. We recorded that self-titled in 2010, the one that just got remastered and repressed on vinyl.
So why not just continue the name Fate if you just swapped around one member?
Well, because they were in Metal Blade, I think it was Metal Blade they were on, and Metal Blade ended up dropping them, and it kind of had like a bad rep, like even before the guys I was in a band with went to Fate. Like they had kind of a bad rep with certain things, but it wasn't a huge deal. But we just kind of wanted to, honestly, Shadow, we started it just to have fun, man. We just wanted to have fucking fun and write heavy ass music and just scare the shit out of people. You know what I mean? Like that was the idea. Like
mission accomplished.
Yeah, thanks, man. Bryce is really good at that kind of stuff about putting together like that dungeon crawling type feel with like that super crushing breakdown stuff.
I never heard it described like that dungeon crawl feel. I like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's got like it reminds me of crawling through a dungeon with like a torch. You know what I mean? Like he puts that eerie, dark sound behind these breakdowns, and it sounds really good to me.
Dude,
and we just really enjoyed it.
I love that description. That's so good.
Yeah.
Thanks, so you dropped the self-title in 2010, which is really what I remembered you for. I remember seeing that, and then and y'all changed the sound up a lot. You became more melodic on Endgame.
Yeah.
So what changed between the self-titled and Endgame? Just a couple of years. Were y'all just evolving as people? I guess. It
was just what we wanted to do, man. That's all there was to it. You know, like I know Devin and Bryce were getting more into like spacey, airy type of music. You know, and we were just like, let's write a different album. And that whole album is a story of an entire life. So it starts with conception and ends in death. So each song in between is like a story of life. So we were like, it was all their idea. They wanted to do something cool like that. I was like, that sounds really cool. So I wrote some of the lyrics, they wrote some of the lyrics, and we just recorded that. And
Okay,
mainly,
I was reading the lyrics to it, and I didn't put together that it was a concept. I just thought that you're talking about more like mental health and stuff like that.
yeah,
Okay.
that was a big part of it too, though. But so we just did that, and had our buddy Aaron Copeland come on and do some like yelling type vocals, like more hardcore stuff, and added him into it. Like I said, we never really took it that seriously. We just wanted to have fun, man, and write cool music and release stuff. So all we would do is release an album, sell physical copies, take that money to record a new album. It was not like a profit mongering type deal, or trying to get signed or trying to tour. It's just, let's just make cool ass music.
Right.
So.
Well, I could tell you don't take it seriously because in 2014 you said that you had finished recording releases, one of them being songs from before Shoutouts, I'm assuming Fate, and one that's mixing all the genres that you guys love together. And you said that it was done and it was sent off to mixing and mastering. We ended up getting a single, Evolution Revolution, but nothing after that. So what's going on with these recordings?
What happened with that was it was just a really busy time, and Devin and Jacob ended up moving out to Nashville. Devin is now actually like a famous country music star. He's doing really, really well.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. He's Devin Dawson. Check him out online. He's really, really great. He's actually very, very talented. And Jacob, his twin brother, who was our drummer, he went on to do like live drums for this guy Hardy, who's also like a country music star. And he does like production for like big groups and stuff like that. So they're doing really well out there, and that's kind of why it got put on hold. Plus, I mean, I was like knee deep in like drug addiction. It was really bad, so I didn't really have any power over it. It was just, in their hands, and they were busy, and yeah.
But now you're all better, right?
Busy. Yeah, I'm all better. So like, mainly, I'm just kind of trying to get little bits of the music out there, and continue to like just get it out there. I'm not trying to really make anything of it, they all got their own lives with all their own stuff going on, and they're doing really great. So it's kind of cool.
Well, you have like a lot of people that want to hear new Shadow. So
I know.
Do you have like any plans like to put some of the music out?
So here's the thing: is I've got 6 songs that Jake had sent me from Nashville that he recorded with Bryce. He sent me these 6 songs, and I've had them for like maybe a year and a half. And on the other hand, I also have 4 children, a full-time job, and bills. So it's like, I'm like in between, like whenever I find time, I jump on there and mess with it. And I've got recording stuff at home. I just really busy, man. And I just don't want it to get in the way of the life that I've built after addiction,
Right.
So, but I mean, I do promise that at some point it will get released. At some point.
Okay.
I just can't tell you when. We're not on a schedule, and I like that shit because I'm like, I don't like schedule. That's a lot of work.
Well, I guess we could bring up now, like, why isn't your stuff on Spotify? Because you get asked this all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So for the 1,000th time, our stuff is not on Spotify because of copyright reasons, because the name, I know that we could change it to SOTC or something else. I'm just not willing to do that. Doesn't matter. So it's
the name of like the video game is what the problem is.
Yeah, totally. And I just don't want to risk it. I'm not trying to fuck with Sony, I just want to put the music out there, and honestly, it's already on our Bandcamp. You can download it for free. So I was going to
ask you about that. Why is it not what was it? Pay your name your price. Yeah, why isn't it name your price, but it's just download free? Like, because people would give you money for this stuff, man. Help you like fund recording and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're just not looking for money, man. That's all it is. Yeah, we're not in it for that. Well,
people
the only reason why we would.
I mean?
Yeah, I know. Well, donate it to another band that needs money. You know what I mean? We don't need money. We're just having fun. That's how I feel about it. If it's free for download it. Put it on your phone. You can listen to it there.
Well, like you could make merch or something like that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we actually have some guys that helped us out. The Secret Swarm Records. They actually helped us out a lot, and they re-released a remastered version of the self-titled on vinyl.
Right.
And I don't know if all that stuff is sold out yet, but it's
Oh, it
on
is.
their page. Yeah. So that's kind of like the only way with merch. They also have a print of t-shirts coming out for it. Um, and I'm not really asking for any money for it either. I just kind of want the music to get out there and people to enjoy it, because that's what it's for, in my opinion.
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yeah, I feel like that probably sold out like really fast. These things usually do. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
There's this whole MySpace revival thing happening. I know you
Yeah.
were like Shadow was probably like in the death throes of MySpace, but
Yeah.
like you were definitely involved in Fate and stuff like that. And like, how crazy is it to see like the scene coming back, like people re-releasing MySpace era shit on vinyl?
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
It's really cool. I actually saw a meme recently and it kind of reminds me of what you're talking about. It said that me realizing that emo night is actually 80s night for the new generation. It's kind of the same thing. Like the older generation that's gone through all this shit in like 2000 to 2005, 2008, now they're like wanting to capture that nostalgia and jump back into it,
Right, right.
Really cool, because that was a great time for music, man. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, yeah, it was
Everything
sick.
wasn't so over processed as it is now. It didn't sound robotic. It sounded real, and it was like raw.
Right,
Especially these guys recording in their fucking garages and like putting shit on MySpace,
right,
Like,
right.
yeah.
Smitten the Mitten in chat says, Drew, do you remember being in Florida in a warehouse with CFTG many years ago, maybe 2008? Not sure what CFTG's.
Conducting from the grave.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember because I was probably ridiculously drunk, and I apologize, but I'm sure you're great.
We'd also be remiss if we didn't say that you recorded some stuff with Journal.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You were telling me it's their last two albums?
Yeah, their last two albums. They have Chrysalis Ordalius was the newest one, which is just absolutely insane. And then Unlorgia, before that, I did vocals on too. But they more so had a plan for what they wanted. I was just there to make noises,
Yeah, you were more of a guest, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I did the whole album, but he had placements for everything exactly how he wanted. Joe is a fucking wizard. Like, that guy, he's absolutely insane. One of the most insane music writers I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
Like,
this guy is pretty crazy.
This guy writes music in Tablet and then learns it on guitar and then records it. He's like, this is how I want it to
backwards.
sound.
Yeah.
It's so cool, dude. It's really cool. So yeah, but I was on both those albums. Yeah.
Your lyrics are kind of fucked up, man. I was been reading some of these. You got, so this is a little segment from Purgatory of Eternal Suffering. Maggot-like insects are spawned from the diseased microbes in their organs and poured from their jaws, covered in blood and stomach acid. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Another one.
Just trying to think of what. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. You're good, man. What?
I was just trying to think of the most gory thing I could. That song's all about like a worldwide virus that kills off humanity.
Oh, almost like what we just went through, huh? Like,
yeah, exactly. I'm just out here predicting the future. No big deal.
Another one, probably one of your more popular songs, "Spill Bilderberg Blood." A bestial river flowing with the blood of the fallen cries, a river of the fallen carries severed limbs and intestines in a twisting current of plasma. Got a little tongue tied there, but still gory as fuck, man. And then you went and did a song about LSD.
Yeah, fuck
just, like, randomly throw it in. I like it. I
had really great experiences on LSD, and that's what I wrote it about. Like renewal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like that's ego death and rebirth.
Yeah, ego death, renewal, realizing what's real. I'm not saying that I would take acid now, but
I took ayahuasca a couple of years ago. Blew my fucking mind.
Fuck,
like,
are you okay?
Took me I never touched drugs after that. Like, yeah, it fucked me up so bad. So like, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from with things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in game you wrote some of the lyrics you were saying. I would assume about half or so, right?
Yeah.
That seemed to be the distribution on the album before. This one seems like it's more about like examining mental health and stuff like that. You were saying it's the storyline. Where are you getting inspiration from these things?
For Endgame, my main inspiration was just the life I've lived in general, and honestly, Devin came up with that idea, our bassist. He came up with the idea of the beginning with conception, ending in death, and everything in between. But it kind of like sparked my interest because when I was writing lyrics, I was sitting in a rehab and I was examining what my life looked like. And so for a lot of the lyrics, I wrote a lot of the stuff that I went through, the way that I felt, like Insurgents, especially. Like that song means a lot to me. It's clearly about shooting drugs in your arms, you know, and the way that I felt, like just feeling completely different from everybody else, and just like I was placed on this planet from another planet, like I didn't belong, things like that, you know. And of course we self-medicate on whatever it is, if it's metal, pussy, drugs, money, whatever, you know.
Right.
And that's kind of where my inspiration came from, because I literally sat in rehab writing these lyrics. So
God, that's insane, man. That like
yeah.
changes how the album hits so hard, knowing that like
Cool,
this
man.
comes from like
That's
a
awesome.
real place.
Yeah.
I don't like you 8 in chat says, "What's up with Noisy Noise? Heard it's a really easy listening band."
Yeah, I've actually started. It's like a type of a jazz feely band called Noisy
Really?
Noise.
I didn't
No,
know you
no,
were.
no.
Oh, okay.
It's abs it's absolutely insane. It's like the point in the band is to torture people, but you should check it out because we got a new album coming out soon.
Oh shit! Is it on
So
a Bandcamp or something?
it will be on Spotify.
Okay, okay.
It will be on Spotify
Is it
soon.
just
I don't know.
you?
We've had it recorded. No, it's not just me. It's me and a bunch of other people. Michael Alvarez from Flub. It's got a friend of ours, Bobby. Let me think. Another friend of mine, Steven. We just have fun with it. It's a band we started. Me and Bobby started like years ago, and we just wanted to write music like how the Old Daughters sound. The Old Daughters album.
Ooh, okay, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Oh, I'm a
Really noisy and
huge fan of Canada
fucking
songs, dude. Like that, that's
yeah.
my biggest inspiration, honestly.
Yeah, so we kind of just did that and put in weird time signatures and just had fun with it. We played a couple shows and got kicked out of every venue we played. It
What
was
the fuck?
great.
What were you
It was a
doing to get
lot of
kicked
fun.
out of the venues?
Oh, dude, we played it. We played a place in Sacramento called Club Retro, and I was on stage. It's like a church, and I was on stage like worshiping Satan and asking people to buy our album so we could buy mushrooms after the show, and like just fucking crazy, man. When we played shows, we'd have people with like little kids or a Guitar Hero controller on stage. We had like 4 singers, and meanwhile I'm like swinging my guitar at people in the front of the crowd. It was ridiculous. So the whole point of the band is
That's
just to
fucking
torment
nuts.
people. So
Dude,
if you
how the
like
fuck
being
did I not even
tormented,
see
go
that?
check it out.
Okay.
Go check it out.
That sounds insane, man. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting back to the lyrics though, on Evolution, Revolution seems that we come back to the doom and gloom lyrics, like not necessarily super gory, but definitely like,
Mhm.
the world's fucked up kind of thing. So is
Yeah.
that what the newer material? Is that like the direction y'all were going again?
I think that the new material is going to be a lot about what's going on right now,
Mm.
as far as COVID, um, the way that things are being managed or controlled, as far like financially, it's just like literal slavery under the guise of protection, you know.
Yes. Yes.
That's kind of what I'm going for, and that's what I'm going to go for at least. But I always take ideas like that and turn them into really fictional type ideas, you know,
Right,
like
metaphors.
yeah, metaphors and things like that. And so it kind of like hides the meaning of the song,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So that it could mean multiple things to multiple people.
totally, yeah. But it just makes it more gory if I can make like the president a fucking flesh-eating monster. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Or, so, yeah, that's it.
That's nice, man. So just to be clear, because y'all said back in 2014 everything was recorded and you sent it off, but the vocals aren't recorded, is what you're saying.
No, 2017 they recorded new stuff. They
Okay.
recorded new stuff when they were in Nashville. And I just got that stuff like a year and a half ago and have done a little bit of recording on it and screwing around with it, but not much.
Okay, okay. Well, I saw a Facebook post in 2014 where y'all said that y'all had multiple releases recorded. So is that
Yeah,
stuff just like gone?
no, I have it on my computer actually. It's the entire Fate album re-recorded and
Mm,
remastered. So we just
yeah.
redid everything. And then we also did a cover of Eaten by Bloodbath. And then we also did Evolution Revolution all in the same like recording session.
Oh,
So it was about
okay, okay. The way that I was taking it to mean was that there was just like a new album out there.
oh no. I
Okay.
have all the tracks, but I just haven't really worked on them, you know.
Okay,
But
I
we're
got
gonna
you.
wait until that Fate stuff's remastered, and then put it out there
Okay, I assume
at
that
some
y'all are
point.
doing it with like one of these labels that are putting out like the old school MySpace stuff, right? Or are y'all just gonna throw it out
No, no, just throw it up.
there?
Just throw it up.
Okay.
If
Well,
they want to print the stuff, I guess sure, go ahead.
I'm
Uh,
shocked that no one's contacted you about that. Okay. Well, you're probably
no,
gonna
no,
get some messages now since you
probably
said that you
so.
got this. uh, so see here, got a random question that we ask everybody here. What do you put on your hot
Okay.
dogs?
On my hot dogs,
Hmm.
relish, ketchup, mustard, and that's it.
Okay, simple man, simple man. I like it.
Fucking classy.
Yeah. For me,
Yeah.
remove the ketchup and put on sriracha, and then we're good to go. But
Oh shit, dude. I get heartburn from water, man. I can't do it. It's crazy.
I don't know where
Yeah.
you're getting your water from, but it doesn't sound like you should be drinking it, man.
Yeah. I actually travel all the way out to Flint, Michigan to pick up a few gallons every week. Shout out to Flint, Michigan.
So we've already established that there will be an album at some point, but will there be a tour?
No,
No, like
no.
just flat out no, that's never happening.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. It's
Okay.
never gonna happen. And it's not because we don't want to. It's just that it just wouldn't work,
Right, you're
you know?
busy boys, got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah, dude, we're busy with life, man. And I still try to find time to do music stuff, but yeah, I'm really busy. I got 4 kids. These guys are doing huge releases on like huge record labels, so they're really busy. Um, our guitarist Bryce is busy with his life. He's working probably like 80 hours a week or something like that. He does like construction stuff, and we're just all on to new things. You know what I mean? It's like a new chapter.
Do you think there'll ever be a time when y'all like get together for like one show or something like that?
I would hope so. That'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But in order for that to happen, we would have to get together and practice. And I don't see that happening. So
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
So you guys are extremely successful as an independent artist. Like, it's crazy how many people have like supported you on like Bandcamp and stuff like that. The amount of people that still follow like your Facebook page and such. Uh, and you've never like toured, or you played literally one show from what I saw. I saw a flyer for one show. And you haven't been signed to a label. So like, how are y'all successful? I don't get it.
It's just all DIY, man. Word of mouth, Facebook posts, all that stuff.
Because
That's
it's
all it
like
came down to.
insane how successful you are as an independent artist. Like,
Yeah, I was honestly surprised too, dude. I was honestly really surprised too. But I think that once someone hears something that they really like, they share it with their friends, and then their friends really like it, they share it with their friends, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And
that's
we've had a
crazy.
lot of time for all of that to happen, all
That's
of that
true.
to transpire.
That's true.
So,
You don't have
I
any
mean,
like music videos either. Like, have y'all ever
no,
done like ads or anything? Even like,
no,
that's fucking
no.
insane, dude. That's so
just stuff,
crazy.
just stuff on YouTube and Facebook and Bandcamp, man. That's all it has been.
That is insane, dude. Like,
It's
I'm
honestly
an
crazy
independent
what you can
artist,
do.
and like, I mean, I'm not anywhere close to where you guys are at right now in terms of like people following me and
Well,
stuff like that. But like,
yeah.
I just can't imagine like how you got to that point.
Well, it's really crazy what you can do today on social media. Like
Hmm.
MySpace was the beginning of all of that. I remember um like really shooting for the moon on like certain amount of likes, certain people getting reached, things like that. And I mean now Facebook has fucking like algorithms and shit. So it makes it even harder. But
Right.
I mean, beforehand, there was none of that. So you could spam fucking flyers for like 10 pages if you wanted to. You know what
You
I mean?
could, dude. I remember the days
And
of MySpace, man.
yeah, yeah. So it's really easy to get all that stuff out there and get people to hear about it because of social media, you
Right.
know?
Well, now the
Um,
Facebook reach is like dog shit.
it is because the algorithms, they don't want you to get famous. They want you to pay for that marketing.
Right.
That's what it's at now. You know what I mean? That's why they put fucking ads on their videos that when you're watching a scrolling through the videos, falling down a rabbit hole, you know, they have the ads in there now. It's crazy, but
Right.
didn't
Did
used to
you
be that
ever
way.
have any of those like friend bots from like MySpace that would add like shit tons of friends and stuff like that?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember, dude.
Dude,
but I
I
don't think
had one,
so.
man. I was at like #2 in Texas for death metal for a minute. And it was because I'd add like just
Yeah,
insane amounts of people to those.
that's how you do it, man. That's how you used to be able to do it. It'd be awesome.
Exactly. Well, then it got all spammy and nobody wanted to be a part of it anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, so you played literally one show at Shadow of the Colossus. What was it like? Describe it to us because we'll never be able to see it ourselves.
It was literally my favorite show I've ever played.
Oh yeah,
Straight up. Yeah, it was my favorite show I've ever played. It was in Sacramento. It was with Journal and I think conducting from the
conducting.
Grave
Yeah,
played.
they were
Yeah,
headlining.
yeah. And it was a fucking blast, dude. It was a blast.
Or you weren't in conducting at that point, right? So you
No, I
weren't pulling
wasn't.
double duty. Okay.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't. I was just in Shadow of the Colossus and I was really excited for the future at that point. And unfortunately, like I think Jake was like trying to get video for to get endorsed by some drum company. So the only video footage that's out there is of him playing drums. And we didn't have anyone else film it. So and I think he did get endorsed. He went on to go play in like Molotov Solution and stuff like that too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
like he has like a crazy career as well, man.
Yeah, he does, dude. Those twin brothers are fucking talented, man. They're absolutely talented.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so what's your? I guess that's your best show so far. What's your worst show that you've ever played in
Oh
any
shit,
project?
dude. Oh shit. I remember one show I was with Conducting from the Grave, and we were in Ohio, I think it was. And I was so drunk that I fell on stage like 4 or 5 times. It was
Jesus.
really bad. It was really embarrassing. I would just get back up and just fall on stage again. And I also remember something cool from that day is me and the drummer, Greg, we went and showered in the Ohio rain because it was warm outside. We hadn't had a shower for like a week. So we went out in the rain, dude. We were like out there like naked, like scrubbing ourselves down. We had soap and shit.
Nice.
It was really funny. But yeah, I remember that show. And I think we got put on like out of nowhere because it was with like hardcore bands like Lifelong Tragedy, I think, or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, like that posy hardcore stuff. But
I
yeah,
guess
that
you're
was
not really
probably
into
my
that kind
worst
of
show.
stuff then.
I like that stuff too. It just doesn't match
Right.
the
Y'all are more
genre of
like
music.
melodic deathcore, and then yeah,
Yeah.
like
People came to see hardcore and we're up there playing metal and they're like, fucking nerds. You know, we want to do pile-ons and shout, you know? So
what's the weirdest show that you've played? I think in the past we've had people play for like fifth graders at an elementary school. I've had people
yeah.
play in like ice cream parlors and such. Anything weird like that happen with you guys?
Um yeah, I played with Suicide Silence in a kitchen in San Francisco of this Chinese food restaurant. And there was like
Okay.
nobody there. There was like no one there. It was back when they had that drummer that wore the mask and shit, and they had that. It was before they released their first like big album.
So like
And I
literally
remember,
like the kitchen space,
oh
like
yeah, we were in the
around
kitchen, bro.
ovens and all that shit.
Well, there was like sinks and shit. Like it was the dishwashing area, and there was like
Okay.
a stage that was maybe like this tall, like crammed against the wall. And there was like poles in the middle of everything, and the only people that were there were the bands. It was ridiculous.
That's so
But
weird. Oh my god.
that stuff's cool to think about, though. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
like
really cool to think about.
nowadays, if that was a show, like if, there'd be so many people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just to think that
yeah.
that happened at some point, it's crazy,
We
dude.
also we played another show in Mexico in Tijuana one time with Conducting from the Grave, and it was crazy. We show up and there's like little kids like running the door, and they're like, come on in," and they got like an ice chest of beer, and they're like kids, and they're just drinking like at this table in
How
Mexico.
old are we talking about for kids?
We're talking like 13 to 16.
Jesus Christ, that's so young.
Yeah, it was really funny, and we ended up playing the show. It was a lot of fun, actually, a really great show. And then when we're leaving, the promoter, who was like a 16-year-old kid, got arrested by the cops. And so I gathered up $20 from each band on the tour, and we paid off the cop to let him
That's
go.
crazy, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got any more kick-ass stories?
Um, it's hard to really think about it, dude,
I
honestly.
gotcha.
Um, it's really hard to remember a lot of
It's
that
like the
stuff.
best part of
Such
your
a long
life
time
and the
ago.
worst part of your life together too. I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah, at the same time. But yeah, I had like runs of shows like when we were on this tour with Embrace the End. I actually ended up leaving halfway through that tour because I was so fucking gone. And my voice went out at one show and I had to go like 2 shows not being able to do vocals at all. And it was like extremely embarrassing because like my identity as a musician was everything to me
Mm.
at that time, you know?
Yeah.
And I realized that the drinking and drugs were just killing that, you know?
Right. Well, I'm glad you're able to figure that out and get cleaned
Yeah,
up and get where you are now, man. Like raising an awesome
yeah, me
family
too.
and stuff. That's awesome.
It's really weird, dude. It's really weird.
Why is it
Honestly,
so weird?
I just, it's just weird to me, dude. Like in 4 years to go from living in a bush to like looking at buying homes and things like that. Like it's really fucking weird.
Oh, it's just
'Cause,
4 years and you're able to do that, dude. That's
yeah,
insane. That's really good. Holy crap.
thanks, man. I'm not really trying to brag. I'm just explaining that this is like the life that I had envisioned for myself was, you know, play music for a while and just die somewhere in a bush. You know, I thought that that's what was going to happen, and it didn't. So it's really weird.
I'm glad that that didn't happen.
Yeah, me too. I'm not trying to bum you out or anything.
No, you're good, man. You're good,
Okay.
man. Like, it's good to get a look at like hard realities. You know what I mean? And know
Yeah.
that like if somebody listening to this might be on the wrong, might be on a bad path too. You know what I mean? And this is the kind
Yeah.
of stuff that can help somebody. You know what I mean?
Totally, dude. Yeah.
So, what was the last thing you listened to? Either like a song, album, maybe a commercial jingle.
I've been listening to a lot of rap lately.
Really? I would not have guessed
Yeah.
that.
I really like Marlon Craft. My girlfriend showed me Marlon Craft, and they're fucking he's fucking incredible, dude. He talks about real shit. Um, I also listen to. I mean, my kids like the stuff on the radio, like Astronaut in the Ocean. When I got my kids in the car, I asked them what they want to listen to, and that's what I play.
What the
You know
heck
what I'm
is
saying? Because
astronaut in the ocean? I've never heard of
it
that.
says he's like, "What you know about rolling down in the deep," and it's like a beat over it. I don't know. I don't know. My kids love it, so I put it on for them, and they like. We listen to a lot of like Macklemore and stuff like that. But as far as metal goes, I've been like really heavy into Archspire lately. Like
Ooh, all right,
that
that's a good
band's
one.
been that band blows my mind, dude. Yeah, Archspire and some more like melodic stuff. When I play a lot of World of Warcraft. So when I'm playing World of Warcraft with my friends, we have a rhythm bot and we like talk while we're listening to music. And my buddy plays a lot of this like symphonic metal, and I
Okay,
kind of
like
like that
power
sound now
metal.
too. Not like power metal, but it's like kind of got that black metal feel with
Oh,
like
symphonic
keys
black
in the
metal then.
background. Yeah, like strings and shit in the background.
Okay, like Demi
So
Borgir.
kind of like that, yeah. Maybe not as heavy, but it's like it's really slow and drudgy. You know what I mean?
Huh. It must be
But
good
I've
to
been
like
listening to a
do
lot of that.
quests and shit like that while that's going on. That probably like
Yeah,
makes it
dude.
more epic.
Yeah, dude. Hitting dungeons and stuff. Whenever we go in and raid, actually on the rhythm bot, I put on Eye of the Tiger to get everyone pumped up. They're like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this."
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
So, what are
yeah.
some bands you mentioned? Archspire. What are some other bands we should be checking out?
Well, I would like to. I wrote some bands down to give a shout out
Dude, go
to.
for it.
John Abernathy was in Conducting from the Grave. He's in a band called Wastewalker with a bunch of my other good friends, and they're really good. Check them out on Instagram and Facebook. Also, my old guitarist from Wormflesh was a band I was in recently. He runs a business where he builds cabinets for guitarists and stuff, and they're really fucking cool. Go check them out. They're Arachnid Cabinets.
Arachnid
Also,
Cabinets.
check
Okay.
out Arachnid Cabinets. They're on Instagram and Facebook. Really fucking good quality shit. And Flub, of course. Those are all really good homies of mine. And another new up and coming band that's actually blew my mind with the old drummer the drummer from my old band, Wormflesh, called Catholic. Starts with a K. Check them
Okay.
out too.
Catholic with a K. I'm actually writing that one down.
Catholic
Catholic
with a
with a
K.
K.
They're really good. They've got a demo up on YouTube, and it's really really good. I can see like something serious coming out of that. So
Nice.
those are my shout outs. That's all I can really think of at the moment.
Okay. Well,
And check out Noisy Noise when we drop our new album.
hell yeah,
It's
dude.
it It's a 10-song album and it's 10 minutes long.
Dude, that sounds great, man. Like, honestly, I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah, it's a blast, dude. It's a blast, man.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we head out?
Not necessarily, man. Be sure to go over to Secret Swarm Records. Shout out to them. They pressed and printed, I think 300 copies of our self-titled, and they've got a bunch of other releases that they've released as well. So go out and check them out online. I think their website's secretswarmrecords.com.
I think so.
I think it's that.
Ricky
Either way,
might be in the chat and he could tell us, but yeah, I think it's secretswarmrecords.com.
We got fucking Google, man. Use Google.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, yours is definitely sold out, and I think the shirts are sold out too. But he's got one up for another band. I forget how to pronounce her name. It's like a weird. But yeah, there's another one up there right now.
Really cool guys, though, man. Really, really nice, really polite, helpful.
Oh yeah, Ricky's
just
awesome.
all around good people to like be a part of the scene, you know.
So. I Don't Like You 8 is asking, when does your acoustic album come out?
Oh.
I assume there's not one, or is there one?
You don't want to hear my acoustic album, trust me.
That's the new Noisy Noise album. It's acoustic, you know.
Just check out the new Noisy Noise album, but yeah.
That's sick.
I think that's my woman. She's fucking with me.
Okay.
She goes, let's write music. She's always trying to write music, and I'm like, I'm tired. Yeah.
Is she on the Noisy Noise album?
No, she's not. She's actually a really good vocalist, though.
Dude, get her on there. Get her on there.
Yeah, we should. I've actually been thinking about putting her on some of this new Shadow the Colossus stuff. So there's like really like calm, quiet parts that I'm gonna try and have her sing over.
Nice.
So we're gonna do that. Yeah. Just gonna get experimental and weird with it, dude. Let's get weird.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I probably don't need to tell you to listen to Shout the Colossus. You guys already know about them, and if you don't, shame on you. Check them out. You're on Facebook, the band is on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and Bandcamp, where all your stuff's up there for free. You are on Instagram and Facebook. What was it? It was Lord of Winter. Was that it?
Yeah.
Lord of Winter.
Andrew, Lord of Winter.
For Instagram, and then just look up Drew Winter on Facebook. You can find him there. You got a little Mimi picture there. I forget what it's a picture of. It's not you, but yeah.
Oh no, it's me, but I'm Prince.
Wait, that's really you? That did not look a thing like you. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's my it's that Reface app where you put your face on people.
Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, as for me, join my channel, follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and streaming services, as well as some exclusive emotes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube folks, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, tickle the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatendcreation.bandcamp.com. My next guest is Minneapolis-based mathcore band Wanderer. Join us this Wednesday, the 21st at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, Drew. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I did, dude. Thanks for inviting me, bro. Appreciate you and everything you're doing.
And thank you guys for watching. And